You're going through a spiritual awakening, and there are a couple of things that you're going to want to know. There's going to be body-based energetic shifts happening within your body, and some of these shifts may be a little bit subtle, and a lot of these shifts, or some of these shifts, can be a little bit intense. Fatigue. Your body's going to be trying to adjust to these new energetic shifts that are happening in your body. Maybe in the middle of the day you're going to need a nap, which before you may not have needed a nap in the middle of the day. But the main thing is, when you're dealing with this, when doing a spiritual awakening, is you want to make sure you're getting as much rest as possible. And not to say just sleep, but just resting your body, resting your mind, resting your soul, and just kind to try to be at peace, which I know can be hard, but just try. You're gonna be wanting a little bit more quiet time to yourself. Maybe things around you are a little bit chaotic. You may be a little bit more sensitive to sounds, things going around you, chaotic situations. So I would just say find time to have solitude and just to sit alone for a little bit, breathe a little bit, and reflect on how you feel. And these are all things that can kind of help combat the fatigue while you're dealing with this spiritual awakening. You also may be dealing with a lot of bursts of energy, and then you get that burst of energy, and then after you may be a little bit burned out, which is another sign that you're dealing with a physical change going through a spiritual awakening. And that is completely okay to feel like this, okay? It is. Basically, all those things that I just mentioned, this is your body reacclimating to the new frequencies that are happening inside of you. Another body change that you may be experiencing may be some aches and pains, which kind of sucks because we deal with aches and pains throughout the day, just in general, just living life. So this can be a little bit frustrating, but if you are dealing with body aches and pains, some of them may be tingling in the hands, tingling in the feet, muscle aches and pains, joint stiffness. This also, if you're dealing with any health issues, that's normal for health issues. But if you're completely fine, you've been to the doctor, you're in good health, pay attention to this right now. This can be a sign of a spiritual awakening. You also may feel some deep pressure in the head. This can be pressure around the third eye. Again, your body's just acclimating to all these new frequency changes that are happening within you. So you might experience migraines, especially during a full moon. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to the moon cycles. Around the full moon, you may experience some extra pressure around the third eye. Also, after doing any spiritual practices, so maybe yoga, meditation, journaling. There's a lot of spiritual practices, which I'll talk about in another video. But if you're doing spiritual practices already, pay attention. You may be getting headaches and migraines, and this is completely normal. Actually start also getting some buzzing in the ear. So again, if you're in good health and you don't have any issues with your hearing, pay attention to buzzing, ringing in the ears. The headaches, the migraines, the crown sensations, this can just reflect that you're having spiritual downloads and chakra activations throughout the body. So pay attention to that. So food that you've always eaten may start to bother you. You may not be able to tolerate dairy. You may not be able to tolerate eating meat. You may not be able to tolerate eating gluten. Pay attention to these things. You may also start craving and clean foods. So like non-processed food, non-processed meats, fruits and veggies, which are really good for you and especially good for your spiritual awakening, to help these frequencies move through your body without anything being stagnant and stuck. Because when you eat processed foods and you eat things that your body does not naturally want inside of it, it stops it from being able to do things like tap into your spiritual abundance, tap into your spiritual abilities. Okay, we'll talk about that in another video, but pay attention to that. Sleep disturbances. This can be especially irritating and frustrating, but This is completely normal through a spiritual awakening. The spiritual hours, as they say, are from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. So if you're waking up during this time, this is a sign that you're having an awakening, okay? Another thing, maybe like you wanting to sleep a little bit more than you normally been before, or not wanting to sleep at all, okay? So again, frustrating, irritating, but it's a sign. Another thing are having vivid dreams, okay? When I tell you I've been having the most crazy dreams, it's been crazy. It feels like I'm there. It feels super intense. So if you've been having super vivid dreams, do not be alarmed. It's just a spiritual awakening, honey, okay? It's going to be okay. Try to keep track of your dreams. As soon as you wake up in the morning, whatever you remember, grab your pen and notebook, write it down, and come back and reflect on it. You may be super sensitive to lights, sounds, and crowds right now. You just may not be able to handle that. And that's okay. I'm already a sensitive person. If you're already a sensitive person, this can feel super, super intense and may make you seem or feel like you're going a little bit crazy. If before you've been hanging out with your friends all the time, going out to parties, doing all this stuff, it may seem like a lot right now, and you may even feel a little bit overstimulated. So take some time to yourself, 10-15 minutes a day in solitude if you can, or even longer is better, but most people have super busy schedules and they're not able to get that time. So if you're able to get 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes of solitude where you're just sitting alone, sitting with yourself, sitting with your thoughts, sitting with God, this can be super beneficial. And you may even find that you're getting tons of downloads, tons of guidance from God at this moment. Also, you may be super sensitive to other people's emotions. So if you're an empath like how I am, be mindful of if other people are going through things, or if people are complaining, or they're just always in a sad mood. You can still be there for them, but try to separate yourself, or try not to take on that emotional baggage. You just may not be able to do it right now, okay? This is your nervous system becoming more attuned, okay? So your nervous system is just like this right now. It's on 10, so take that alone time, okay? Body temperature, okay? You may be experiencing hot flashes. You may be experiencing chills. If that is you and you do not have a health problem, okay, this is a sign, okay? You may be sitting there, randomly start sweating, randomly just get super, super hot or super, super cold. The life force, the chi energy, or just your body's energy moving through you and trying to clear itself out. It just may, your body's just trying to adjust. Okay. Skin reactions. You may be having breakouts right now. You may be having rashes right now. You may be randomly becoming allergic to certain products that you've always used. You may not be able to use that anymore. Your body is upgrading. You're not able to use freaking Dove anymore. Dove is a good lotion, or so we thought, but it has so many chemicals in it. So your body may be needing more natural things during this time. Your body's trying to tell you something. Pay attention to your body. All these physical changes are not meant to scare you. These physical changes are meant to help guide you and give your body exactly what it needs at this time and at this moment, okay? Trying to clear out, and it's trying to clear itself out through the physical, which can show up as pain, okay? So again, everything that I've been telling you, it's not meant to scare you. It's meant to prepare you and give you a little bit of insight onto why you're feeling like this. Because, you may go to the doctor and be like, I feel like I'm going through this, and this, and they run tests and everything's coming back normal. And then you leave feeling absolutely crazy. You're not crazy. You're going through a spiritual awakening, okay? Go ahead and pull some oracle cards and see what the energy is right now for the collective, or anyone that has been guided to watch this video. I want you to know that you are not alone. There are people waking up all over the world right now that are feeling a little bit confused, a little bit on edge, and it's completely normal, okay? If you've had a spiritual awakening before and you didn't know the signs, okay, these are the signs. And even though you've had a spiritual awakening, you're going to keep having spiritual awakenings. That first spiritual awakening you had is not the last, okay? You're gonna have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 spiritual awakenings. So let's see. I just got a card. The card is a time for healing, okay? It is a time for healing. Your body's going through it right now, and it's up to you to give it what it needs. No one's gonna give that to you. You're not a kid anymore. You're not a child. You're not a child, okay? No one is going to give it to you. You have to give it to yourself. In order to give it to yourself, you have to pay attention and know and understand what it needs. It's talking to you right now, okay? Pay attention. Next, I'm gonna do 3 cards. So let's see what else. That was number 1. I love this deck. Let's see. Your dreams need a practical plan, okay? So all these changes that you're going through, your body can be triggered into going into a spiritual awakening when it's time, okay? Your dreams need a practical plan, okay? There's something that you need to be paying attention to. There's something that you've been thinking about. You keep putting it on the back burner, okay? Now your body's going through these changes to kind of help guide you in the direction you need to go. Maybe you wanted to do something for so long, but you were embarrassed to do it, or you didn't have the money or the resources to do it, but you have to do something about it. Your dreams need a practical plan. It's time. It's time. No more excuses, okay? And I already had another card that came out. The end of a tough cycle approaches. The end of a tough cycle approaches. You're not about to be going through this. You're not about to be going through this pain for ever, okay? But if you put stuff off and you don't look at it, that end won't come. You're gonna always be going through that. You're gonna always be on the loop of repeating and going through the same shit. Like, if you don't want that, you need to make the changes now. Your body's telling you. Your body's telling you how you need to do that, okay? Thanks for watching, and happy shifts, guys. Happy spiritual awakening. I'm so happy for you guys, and it's time. Okay, bye.